Hi everyone, how's it going? Happy Wednesday. We are back with our weekly Facebook Lives. So last week we talked about beginning a float practice, kind of what to expect for your first float. And we actually had a lot of feedback about people feeling claustrophobic or really nervous to do their first float just because they don't want to experience that trapped feeling, or you're in a box with no sound, no light. It does sound freaky if you've never done it. So today we just kind of wanted to cover some steps. We have 6 steps exactly on overcoming claustrophobia and really enjoying that first float. And hi, Gregoris, thanks for joining in. If you guys are watching, we'll give shout outs, let us know where you're watching from. It's so fun to interact with you guys on these videos. And that's why we do these, so you guys can ask us any questions. So yeah, let me know if you guys have questions or other tips or input. And I guess we'll just start going through these steps to overcoming claustrophobia and enjoying your first float. So the first one we tell people is you can crack the tank door. You don't have to have it all the way wide open, but if you just put a little towel in it and rest the door on the towel, it'll leave a crack. And the reason this helps is it reassures you that you're not trapped in this tank. You can get out. Sometimes when you're first experiencing sensory deprivation, it's hard to know where you are. You can't orient yourself. So knowing where the door is really provides a level of safety. And even though it does let some light in, it's going to be more beneficial to find that relaxation in the tank. And eventually over time, you can close the door all the way. So real quick, Gregoris is watching from Greece, which I think is so cool. I love that, having an international audience, and it's so cool connecting with people from all over the world. So yeah, thanks for joining in. The second thing we like to tell people is leave the light on. So a lot of tanks do come with a built-in light, and that can be really helpful if you're, if you are feeling claustrophobic or feeling trapped. Again, it just kind of helps you orient yourself. You can see what's going on. You can see where the door is. You can see sometimes there's a spray bottle or like little things or a button you can push in an emergency. So having the light on and being able to see, it really helps. And a lot of people, not a lot, but some may criticize, it's not real sensory deprivation. Technically it's not, but you're still finding relaxation, which is the main point. You're still getting all the benefits of magnesium and the Epsom salt. And that's what you're looking for. And again, over time, you can turn off the light and enjoy a full float, I guess. So the third thing is you can place your hands on the sides of the wall. So usually float tanks are small enough, not always. Sometimes if you're in a float cabin or a float room, you might not be able to do this. But in most float tanks, you'll be able to reach your hands to the sides of the walls. And it just, again, it helps orient you. I remember my very first float, I tried leaving the door closed, all the lights off, and I felt like I was just spinning in circles because I had nothing to orient myself to. And that really freaked me out because I thought I was going to get trapped. I thought I didn't know where the door was, and I started getting panicky. So I had to crack the door, and I left my hands on the walls so that I knew I wasn't spinning. I knew where I was. And that was just really grounding and really calming. It gave me a sense of control, I guess. Like, I know where I am. I'm safe. So that's a good tip. The fourth thing we like to tell people is really focus on your breathing. And so when you start to get panicky or nervous in a float tank, just come back to your breath, counting your inhales, counting your exhales, trying to take deeper, longer breaths. And this focuses your mind. Instead of worrying about what you're doing or feeling trapped, you're starting to think about your breathing, and so it focuses your mind on something else, and it also brings a lot of awareness into your body and your breath. And so it's very calming, even if you don't get panicky in float tanks. That's something that can really help with meditation, is focusing on breath. So the next thing is using the pre-float shower to get grounded. So a lot of us, if we don't have a float tank at home and we're floating in a center, we might have to squeeze it in the middle of our day, and so we're rushing to a center. We only have an hour, so we're really trying to go really quickly, and then we get in the float tank and our energy is still all the way up here. We're still anxious. And if you are an anxious person, or if you feel claustrophobic, that can all just heighten it, you know, feeling rushed. So you have to shower before you get in a float tank, no matter what, just for sanitary reasons. And so using that time in the shower to just really calm down, making a really hot shower, taking deep breaths. The hot showers, they're really calming. And so just getting yourself grounded and into a calm, safe space before you even step into the float tank, that is a great thing to do. And really, you can do that any way you want. You can try journaling, setting an intention, taking deep breaths, but just really calming and grounding yourself before you get into the float tank. And the reason we like to say do it during your pre-float shower is because you're always going to have to shower. That's not something that you can skip, where if you're short on time, it might be easy to skip journaling or skip breath work or skip setting intentions. So that's just a great use of time, I guess. And the last thing that we like to tell people if they're nervous about floating is just remember that you are in control. Like, ultimately, this is your float. It's your practice. However you want to experience that, that's totally up to you. So if you need to crack the door, if you need to step out for a moment, if you need to leave the lights on, anything that you want to do that's going to help ground you, like, you're in control. It's your float. You can go ahead and do that. And another thing people like to do is listen to meditation or listen to calming music, which is very effective for just calming the mind and calming the body. And so, yeah, just the last thing I want to leave you with is remembering that you're in control. And so whatever you need to do to make the float comfortable, you know, that's the goal. And if it is one of your first couple times floating and you are a little nervous, a little panicky, just remember to keep floating, keep trying. We always like to say give it about 3 times before you make up your mind, just because it can take 3 times to really get comfortable in a float tank. So thanks for watching, everyone. And if you guys have any other questions or any other tips or things that you like to do that helps your float, helps you calm down, helps you relax, just comment on this video. We'll be monitoring it for the rest of forever. So yeah, thanks everyone, and be sure and tune in next Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time. You'll see you all then. Have a good day.